Good morning. So we focused a lot on post-gym stretches, and I thought today we could do some pre-gym stretches to warm up the body, so to prevent injury before we start our exercises. And we're going to really focus on the core and the hamstrings. A lot of you tell me that you've got hamstring problems, so let's get those really warm. We'll really work into those. It's going to be quite short and sweet, about 15-20 minutes. And obviously we'll do Wim Hof breathing before, because nothing fires you up like that. It's an amazing precursor to exercise. So we'll do that now. And if you like the video, like it. And if you like the channel, subscribe and press the notification. And thanks again for all your support.
Okay, so join me on the mat. During the final breath hold this time, we're going to do, for 1 minute, we're going to hold a nice toe stretch. So turn the toes under on the mat and sit onto the heels. And we're also going to open the shoulders out. So if you can, take hold of your elbows behind your back. And then we're going to take it a step further. We're going to tilt the head back if it's comfortable. If it's not, keep it in line with the neck. And that will open up the thyroid and fire up the metabolism ready for this practice. Okay, so that'll be in the final breath hold. Let's get started with round number 1. In and out. In and out. Breathing in at 100% and a passive breath out at about 70% of the oxygen. So keep going. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Waving in and out. We're going to do about 30 breaths each round. And the first 2 rounds we'll hold it for 1.5 minutes with the breath out. If you want to do something alternative to that and hold on to some of the breath and release it slowly, that's fine. If you want to hold your breath for longer, I'll give you a cue at 10 seconds to go. And if you need to take a breath before, that's also absolutely fine. Take your recovery breath and then continue with the breathing. This is your practice. You've shown up on your mat, so make it your own. Keep going. Breathing in and out. Got 5 more. Make these really big ones. 2 more breaths. In, out, and big one. In. And now let this breath all out. And we're just going to hold it out for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Just go inside. Focus on the feelings now and sensations in the body. Tingling in the fingers, the hands, any lightheadedness in the head or the dizziness, any lights behind the eyes, colours. Today, when I did this practice, I could see white lights and red behind my eyes. I personally feel that that's sort of indicative of the energy drawing up, because I've already done some Wim Hof breathing, kundalini yoga, where you raise energy from your core, the kundalini energy, and to quite often see red lights when I then do which is indicative of the root chakra, the red I feel. Okay, we've done 1 minute together. But yes, let's see what you can feel. Really feel into it. Lean into the sensations. Find your heartbeat. See if you can slow it down. Use this practice to consciously take control of your body. We've got 10 seconds left if you want to pause the video now. 5 seconds left. And we're going to take a recovery breath in now. Breathing in and force the air from the perineum up into the head, forcing cerebral fluid from the base of the spine up into the brain. Cleansing, clarifying and defogging. And let go. Well done. Amazing. Right, if you feel comfortable now for this second round, come into a half lotus. So belly, chest, head, let it go. In and out. Waves on the shore, coming in and out. Beautiful circular breaths. Relaxation in and stress out. If you can sit comfortably in a half lotus for this round, that's amazing. Don't worry if you can't, staying cross-legged or lying on the mats. Just don't do it standing up near water or using a car or heavy machinery. And then If you are in half lotus, the next round we'll swap legs. So keep going, breathing in and out. This will just open up that hip a little bit and create some flexibility immediately for the practice. 10 more left. In and out. In and out. Keep going. Breathing in and out. Waves on the shore. Circular breaths. Okay, well done. We're nearly there. Got 2 left. 1 left. And in. And then let it all out. And let's just close down the eyes and focus on the sensations in the body for this 1.5 minutes together. If you do need to take the breath before, that's absolutely fine. And if you don't want to do this practice with the breath completely out, that's also fine. We've put the body into hermetic stress. We are now taking control of autonomic systems in the body, becoming the masters rather than the puppets of our entire body. This practice, combined with the cold, really is a way of taking control of your life, physically and emotionally. We've done 1 minute together, well done. Let's keep going. We've got 30 more seconds sat here on the mat. Just really focus on the sensations. Sometimes you might feel that the fingers turn in a bit. 10 seconds left if you want to pause the video. Muscle contractions occur, and that's absolutely fine. 5 seconds left. Let's get ready to take the big breath in together. And now breathe in, forcing the air from the root lock, stomach lock, throat lock, even pushing up behind the ears, forcing all of the muscles in the body upwards, as though you are pushing that air into your brain, between the eyes and the pineal gland. And release. Amazing. Okay, let's change the cross of the leg if you're in half lotus and go into round 3. Belly, chest, head, let it go. In and out. 30 breaths here together. In and out. In and out. Keep going. Doing really well. In and out. Don't forget when we do the final breath hold, it's just for 1 minute, but we're going to do a beautiful toe stretch. Keep going. Breathing in and out. By doing this Wim Hof breathing before exercise, it really helps us reach a peak rather than build to a peak, which is what most people do for exercise. So they gradually start off with normal breathing and then work up. We're actually training our bodies to work at peak breath all of the time. So when we can train that little bit harder and faster and further than other people, it's an amazing practice. 5 to go. Keep going. Okay, 2 breaths left. In and out. Final breath. In and let it all out. And then come onto those toes. So turn them under on the mat. Place your weight of your bottom back onto the toes. Sit up straight. If you can, hold onto your elbows and open out the shoulders. And if it's comfortable and there's no pain, tilt that head back, because this is going to open out the chest, and we're opening up the thyroid and the parathyroid. And when we stimulate those, it will fire up the metabolism, which works so perfectly when we're about to exercise. We're getting the optimum conditioning in the body. Keep going. If you can't hold onto your elbows like this, you could take a strap. It's just nice to be able to open those shoulders as well as doing the toe balance. 10 seconds left. Sitting on the toes like this breaks down any crystals, and it warms up an area of the body that most of us neglect. Okay, big breath in. And let's just hold this one for a little bit longer, forcing the air up into the brain. hold it, push it, force it, close the root lock, stomach lock, throat lock. Feel that air forced into the head. Push it and let go. Amazing. Well done. Fall back now into a wide-legged child's pose. We're going to get a beautiful compression in those hips and a stretch in the lower back and a shoulder opening. So the forehead is on the mat. The arms are extended forwards and we're folding between the legs. So we even get a slight back bend. Okay, come up from that child's pose and we're just going to take thread the left arm underneath the right, come onto the left shoulder and the left cheek. I'm just going to get a little bit of a compression and a twist. Make sure the weight stays even into both hips. So the work is in the upper body. Change hands. So post the right under the left arm, come onto the right cheek, the right shoulder. Again, keeping even weight through the hips. So the work is in the body. Okay, nice. And then we come off to the right hand side and getting a stretch on the side of the body. Make sure you're sitting back into those heels. Getting a stretch up the left hand side of the body. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Take it over to the left. Getting a stretch through the right hand side of the body. Again, keeping the weight into the hips. So the stretch is all happening down that right hand side of the body. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Amazing. Okay, we're going to come to all fours and come into puppy pose or heart melting pose. So our hands to the width of the mat, forehead to the mat, keeping some weight into the knees so we're not collapsing into the body. We're opening out the shoulders. It's quite a strong shoulder opener. So just go to where you feel comfortable. You can keep a little bit more weight into the knees if you need to. Awesome. Okay, come to sitting at the front of the mat, cross-legged. We're just going to warm up the shoulders a little bit and the head. So let's take couple of head circles, full head circles if you can manage it. Breathing out at the back and in at the front, and only half head circles if you've got any pain in the neck. Really break down any crystals that you feel crunching along the way. Change direction. So breathe out at the back and in at the front. Keep going. Okay, and then we're going to look to the left and look to the right. It's quite rapid, so breathe in as you look to the left and then breathe out in the middle. So it will sound like this. The breath. Don't force the neck. We're just literally loosening it up, ready for practice. Okay, take the hands to the shoulders, thumbs behind the shoulders, fingers to the front. Breathe into the left and out to the right as you twist, taking the head with you. Close down the eyes. It's quite a rapid movement, and again, the breath is rapid. This is from a kundalini exercise. And it warms up the entire core, the shoulders, and all the way down the spine. An area we often neglect, and most people complain that they have backache after the gym. So let's get this warm before we start. Awesome. Okay, and then we're going to do Sufi grinds. So imagine we are stirring a pot with your ribs. So if your hips are the pot, you literally take your ribs all the way around your torso. So it's a back bend at the front and you're concaving at the back. And really feel into it. Just let that, really enjoy the movement. Go into the full extent of where your ribs will go to. Change direction. And again, this is something that warms up the entire spine, the psoas, the obliques and the abdominals. It's an amazing exercise. We're closing and opening the shoulders. It's beautiful. It's one of my favourite warm-ups. Okay, come back to sitting and we're going to take a stretch. So raise the hands up, breathe in and then stretch over to the left. Keeping the body in line with the hips so we're not folding forwards or leaning back. And we're keeping the bottom on the floor. Breathe into the centre, and then take the right hand to the left knee and look over the left shoulder. Breathing in as you lengthen and out as you twist. Breathe into the centre, and then take that side stretch over to the right. Again, not collapsing into it. We're really, really working hard at opening up the core here and warming up the core. Okay, so left hand to right knee, looking over the right shoulder. We often neglect the core with warm-ups and cool-downs, so this is not something that's going to happen today. Right, let's get into the body now. Okay, so come into horse stance, and we're going to warm up the shoulders. So we're going to, I'm going to do it this way around so you can see exactly what I'm doing with my hand at the back. We're going to alternate the arms over the head. So we're opening out the shoulders, really pumping synovial fluid into the shoulder joint so they're nice and warm. And we're warming up the thighs, the glutes, and the abs to hold this position, and the knees. There's a lot going on. This is a beautiful way to warm up and cool down. I often use this to when I come out of the cold water to warm my body up naturally. Okay, and we stay in horse stance now, and we're just going to swing. We're just going to find some movement and some looseness in the upper body. So with the legs in horse stance, you'll find a natural bounce or a natural rhythm with it, and just swing those arms. Really, really getting into the shoulders here and swinging in the torso. Enjoy it. Find looseness in the body. Let go of any stiffness. Especially if you've been in the cold, like I am this morning, it takes a while to lose the stiffness in the body. Okay, take the feet to parallel at the front of the mat and do a forward fold. A wide-legged forward fold. We're bringing the head towards the mat. Doesn't matter how far you can come down. And here we're going to take a twist. So the left hand comes to the mat and the right hand raises, looking up to the right hand. Beautiful twist in the torso, and we're really getting into those hams now. Change hands. Right hand to the mat, left arm lifts and looking up to the left arm. Again, really getting into the torso, the hamstrings and the bottom. Come to a flat back and just hold it. Use your ab strength to hold that flat back. Side lunge to the front of the mat. And we'll really raise those toes back on the right leg to get a calf stretch. And if you can bring the hands to heart center to balance, do so now. So we're warming up those toes again, but we're getting a calf stretch and a hamstring stretch, but we're also getting a compression in the other leg. Okay, come to the back of the mat with this side lunge. And again, bring those toes up so we're getting a calf stretch. If you can't balance with the hands at heart center, leave them on the floor. We're just trying to get the stretch, really more than the balance. Okay, come back to the wide-legged forward fold. Have one more stretch down towards the floor. Heel toe the legs in together. And we're going to come to a flat back. So we want to try and straighten the legs out as much as we can. Bring the hands to the floor. But we're trying to keep the torso in a Tadasana line, a nice straight line. Okay, now forward fold with no weight in the arms and the head. And bend one leg and then the other. We are really getting into those hamstrings now. Let's warm them up before we practice out at the gym or for yoga or for whatever we're going to be doing. Bending one knee, then the other. Come to stillness. One last go on this forward fold and then step back into a downward dog and just walk out your dog. So open the heart with this downward dog. The head has no weight in it and the shoulders are open as even weight through the hands, and we are not collapsing into the shoulders. And keep walking out the dog, bending one leg and then the other. Find stillness. Remember, a downward dog is a V shape, not a C shape. And then step the left leg to the front of the mat, to the outside of the left hand. And let's just hold this variation on a locust pose, keeping the right leg right knee off the mat. Just hold it and really, really feel into this stretch. Try not to collapse too much weight into the hands so the legs are really working here. Okay, now come to bring the left leg up to join it, come to a squat, right leg to join it, a malasana, and we're going to do some twists in the squat. So we're opening the hips, taking the left hand to the mat and take the right hand high. Bring the right hand to the mat, take the left arm high, change arms. So we're opening out the shoulders, just getting slightly more compression in the opposite hips. Excellent. Come back to center. Use those elbows to open the knees a little bit more, sitting up straight as you can so we're not falling forwards. And just hold it. This is an awesome hip opener, groin opener, back stretch, glute stretch, and then step back to downward dog. And we're just going to do a side stretch in the dog. So come onto your toes, take them over to the left. Keep an even weight for the hands, so we're getting a stretch in the right side of the body. Take them to the right, so we're getting a stretch in the left hand side of the body. Come back to center, and then we're going to do that on the other side. So bring the right leg forward, and we'll do this variation on locust pose. Just hold it, hold that stretch. Really enjoy this moment of feeling how that deep stretch. Try not to collapse too much into their arms. And the straighter you can keep that back leg, obviously the more work is going on. This is only going to be sort of 15-minute practice. So if you can just spend some time warming up the body, doing these. Come back to the malasana, the low squat. You will find a great more deal of movement during your practice. And then you stretch at the end as well. And you are winning. Okay, fall back onto your bottom. We're not going to do lots on the core in ab work because we've warmed it up, but we are going to just hold an extended boat pose. So hold the boat using your core and try and straighten the legs as much as you can and just hold it. Okay, bring it down. Come onto your back. We're just going to do open up the back now a little bit. So come into bridge pose. And we're going to do a hip opening bridge pose and a shoulder opener. So come into Venus lock underneath and come onto the shoulders. Take the right foot onto the left knee and we're going to raise the bottom up and down. Just opening out that hip and really working into the left strength in the left leg. Getting a back bend as well. So we're warming up the back body and opening the shoulders. As with everything that we do it to the maximum. Change legs. So left leg over right and then pulse. Just raise those hips up. Really getting into the back and the glutes now and opening that left hip. You're doing really well. We're nearly at the end of this warm-up. You're going to be so ready for the gym. Okay, hold on to those knees. Just rock from side to side just to counteract that back bend. And then we're going to let the left leg come along the mat and pull in the right knee to the chest. Getting a compression. Then take it out to the side and pull it up as though you're going to pull it into your armpit. And then take hold of the right toes if you can. If not, behind the knee, behind the ankle, or on the shin or with a strap. And we're just holding on to that foot if we can with the right hand or anywhere on the leg. Bringing it into the body. And then we're going to raise the head and the left arm, so we're also getting into the abs and into the torso, just to warm them up a bit more. So as we pull that leg back, we're raising the body up. It's also getting into the obliques. Okay, now take that leg over to the left and look over to the right. Getting a twist in the body, right shoulder stays on the mat, looking over the right shoulder. Bring it back and we'll do those on the other leg. Okay, so bring the left knee in to the chest. Pull it in as hard as you can, getting a beautiful compression but keeping the bottom on the floor. Keep working the right leg. Take it out to the side and then bring it into the armpit. Again, getting a nice opening in the hip and a compression. Okay, now take hold of the foot if you can. If not, use a strap or take behind the leg, the ankle, wherever you can. We're just working the leg towards straight. Doesn't matter if you can't get there. And then just pull that in. And then we're going to raise the head and the arm and the torso off the mat, keeping the work in the right foot, looking down towards the right foot. And we're really, really working into those abs and the obliques on the left. Just hold it. Keep breathing in and out for the nose. Remember, we'd never hold our breath doing yoga unless we do it specifically. It's always conscious. Okay, take the left leg over to the right and look over the left shoulder, keeping the left shoulder glued to the floor. So the twist and the work is in the body, from the base of the spine to the top of the head. I hope this has definitely fired your body up, ready for exercise now. It's something, even if you can't do all of these, if you take a few of these exercises each time you go to the gym to warm up, I'm sure you'll find it beneficial. Okay, take happy baby pose now. So you can take your feet from the outside of your feet from the inside between your knees, or you can hold onto the backs of your thighs and just rock from side to side. We're keeping the lower back on the floor. Straighten one leg and then the other, or work it towards straight. Just get into those hams a little bit more. Really enjoy that glute stretch and lower back stretch, keeping the shoulders on the mat. Okay, hug the knees to the nose and nose to the knees. Last little compression. Hold it, tense all of the muscles. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, let's rock up to sitting. So 1, 2, just getting a roll out on that spine. Last one. 3, meet me at the front of the mat. Bring the hands together at heart center. We won't do a shavasana, obviously, because we're going to carry on exercising. Hands to heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours, Namaste, Satnam, Waheguru.